Okay, let us check out already previous table is there or not. Just you have to check about that. Um, Describe the table. Describe the table 2. Yes, already there.
ఏ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకోవాలి నేను ఎస్క్యూఎల్ వరాకెల్
Any software, no problem. Oracle, XE software or anything, you have to use this. Commands are the same, but the version is the different. No problem. Okay. Previous already you have to type the add to the column that location, add location, but here it is not added. So that's why once again you have to add the column. In that purpose, you have to use that alter table and table name and add the column name is the location and data type is the varchar2. That varchar precision value or size is the this one. Execute that. So already here given the message table altered. So table alter in the sense this column is added, already created the table. So how can you check about that this column is added or not? So in that time, that checking purpose we have to use this table. See here location column name is added in previous already created that this table. So this is the uh, column adding purpose. Previously already you have to created the table, but that created from that creating the table you have to add the column name. So how many columns you have to add? The number of columns as your interest you have to add that from the created table. That is the thing. That purpose we have to use that alter. And one more thing, this column name um, actually you have to delete. How can you delete that already created that column? Deleting purpose, just you have to use that once again alter table name drop column. What is that column name? Column name is the student name, for example. Student name. In that purpose, we have to execute control enter and automatically the table tab 2 is altered. Altered in the sense we have to drop the column. So how can you check about that? Describe the table tab 2 control enter. See here, location is available, student ID is available, but student name is not available from your table. So that is a alter into the draw. That is the thing. So alter students of the table. So this is the successfully executed. So and second one, database. So this database in the sense table, columns, data type, and values. And these are all things considered as a database. Yes or no? Database. Database means table, columns, and data type and values. These are all the contents of your table, but we are not working from values. And here, altering purpose, table and columns and the data types and values. But here, but we are not working from values. We are working on the table structure only. That structure you have to modify. That values you cannot be modified in this alter table. Clear? The database in the sense table, columns, data type, and values. But here we have to we are not working from values. We are not working from values. Only we are working on the table structure. Table structure in the sense this is the table structure. This table structure we cannot insert any values, and that's why this alter command we are not working from values. This alter command we are working on the table structure only. How can you insert the column name? How can you remove the column name? And how can you modify the data type? For example, student ID, it contains a data type is the number. So that number data type, you have to convert the varchar and character, whatever you interest in this field name, you have to change. In that purpose also, you have to use the alter command. So let us check about this. For example, modifying the data types. How can you modify the data types? Alter table and the table name. What is the table name? Tab 2. And here you have to use that modify. Modify and column name. What you have to modify? That column name you should be mentioned. What is that? Student underscore ID space. And here student ID, it contains a number data type. Here you have to, what you have to convert that number or data type. You have to mention varchar, varchar 2. That value, that precision value is the 5 actually. And here, right, see, tab table 2 altered. So how can you check out this number is converted or not? So that purpose you have to use that, describe the table. See here, student ID is the varchar, and previous number data types can be having that student ID, but here it can be converted to varchar. So that is the usage of that is the modifying of that data types. And these are all things we have to using only working on the table structure. You should be no, you don't forget that you are working on the table structure only. We are not working from the values. That is the main thing actually. And here, and one more thing is there. And here the varchar data type value can be contains a 5 only. That 5 size also you have to increase. For example, varchar the student ID data type, it contains a 5 only. If you want to increase the value, that increasing also you should know that. And some of the tables, when the creating of the table, the previous you have to some of the planning, so that based on that planning purpose you have to assigning that data type value is the 5, but today onwards you should be planning, so you have to increase that value. So on that purpose, just you have to type on this Here we have to mention 20, for example. See, yes, tab 2 is altered. So that verification purpose, describe the table name. See here, and previous that student ID data types, it contains a 5 value, but here it can be increase the value. That varchar data type, it can be having the 20. That size is the 20. This is the increasing the data type values. That is the utilization of that alter table. It is very most important actually for the SQL developers and data developers. It should be maintain these are all things actually. And one more thing, here rename. One more thing is there. What is that? Rename. And here we are already discussed about that. What type of things you have to uh, what type of things you have to using create and alter and what type of things you have to use create alter and drop also drop
and modify.
yes. Here we have to discuss about that rename. So that rename is the two types. That rename is the two types. One is the column name level. Column name level. And second one is the table name level. So these type you have to use this rename. For example, here you have to use the command of rename. Sorry, alter table and table name and rename column and student ID. Student underscore ID is the field name actually. And here you have to change that column name. So on that purpose, you have to use that student underscore ID to what is the new name actually. Student, for example, we have to remove that underscore semicolon. Check out already tab to alter. So that for the checking purpose, you have to use that describe the table name. See here. See here, it is removing that underscore std id. That is the rename. So this is the column rename. This is the column name level. You have to use the rename command. And table purpose. How to rename the table. So that rename purpose, just you have to rename, type the rename and tab 2, and here you have to use 2. What is the new name? Tab 3, for example. Tab 3, semicolon. Center. So here table renamed already successfully table rename. How can you check about that? Describe the table. Describe the table. And previous name is the tab 2. Just you have to describe the from the table name. Tab 2. See here. Yes, it is getting the error. Why? Because already you rename that from that table name. So here just you have to describe table 3. Yes or no? Here we have to rename the table name. So that's why just to, yes, here. We are not created any table 3 on this name. You cannot be created any table, but you have to change the table name only. So and that's why when you're calling from this table name tab 2, it is not identified. So here only table 3 is there. So that is the you have to already previous you have to rename it. So that is the thing. This is one the most important actually in user the manually that Excel sheets and Word and each and every files you should be rename it easily. You have to rename it, but in database tables, so you have to if you want to rename that, this is the process of that rename. So and some of the things is that already in that alter command we already discussed about that. How can you add the columns and how can you create the table and modifiers and rename, and these are all things we already discussed. And next one is that drop only. So this is the drop. So actually drop is used to delete a table structure and its data. So this purpose we have to use that drop only. So this drop is used to delete a table structure and it's a data also it can be deleted. So here already you have to create that one table in the table. See here, so how can you drop the table and table structure also when you're using that drop? So how it can be functioning in your SQL? You have to check about this one. So on that purpose, just you have to create the table. See here, um, for example, already you have to create the table. So in the table purpose, insert the some of the values. So then you have to drop the some of the tables and so many things. Okay. So here, just you have to check out the first one. When you're using this drop is a DDL statement. It is the one of the DDL statement. Why I am seriously discussing about on this drop in the sense, this is the very most important from our databases. Why? Because so when you are using on this drop, how it can be functioning and what you have to lose, and if you lost the data, if any process is going on in backend and the database, and these are all things you should be know that when you're using the drop, whenever you type the drop, what it contains a series of that this drop command. This is the very most important actually, and that's why. And in previous commands, whenever you whenever you comparing that previous commands, the drop is the very most important, and that's why I have to concentrate this drop, and each and every person also you have to concentrate this drop. So first, the drop is a TDL statement. You have to know that, and the structure of the table and the table data deleted. deleted. And third one, permanently deleted. Permanently deleted. Whenever you using this drop from your table, the permanently deleted entire the table structure and data also. You should be remember this one. It is a very most serious command actually. And in this DDL, cannot roll back, or recover. Roll back, you cannot recover. This is a very dangerous command actually from your functionality. And commit is not required for any DDL operations. So this is a very dangerous command actually drop. Whenever you using from your table this drop command, if it is execute from your table this in this drop command, so you lost the data and you lost the structure of the table, entire the table. So you cannot be retrieve the data. You cannot be roll back the data. So that's why you lost the entire the data contains. That's why whenever you use this drop, before you have to think about on the table from the table. So that's a very serious command. And that's why. So from this drop command, you should be insert that contains insert into what table you have to use. For example, tab 3 is the table name. Values contains a, for example, here, one moment. Contains a 1, for example, and comma, and here Bangalore. See here. Yes, row is inserted. Okay. Here one more row you have to insert, and here two is a Hyderabad. Two is a Hyderabad, and row inserted, and third one also Secunderabad. Yes, it is inserted. How can you know the data? Select start from table name. Yes. So these are all the data. It can be inserted from the table name. So this is the data actually. So so here you have to use that drop command. drop command. So here you have to use the command is the drop table tab 3. See here. Sorry, table 3 drop. Here a spelling mistake. Sorry. Yes, table 3 is the dropped. Check out. The table is there. Previously, you have to explaining about that. What is that? When you drop the table, then that structure and table data, entire table data also deleted, permanently deleted. So here you have to you have to execute this command, drop the table, and you have to check out that it is deleted or not. So that type describe the table. 3. See here. Yes, it is not there. Entire that structure. So that structure verification purpose, you have to use this describe the table. The structure is not available, and data, if it is data is there or not. So that purpose you have to use this select star from table 3 table name. So that data also is not available. That is the thing. That is the seriousness of that drop. Clear? Lakshman, clear? Any doubt?
Yeah, clear.
Yes. So another one is the truncate. So this truncate is the this is also one of the main command in DDL. So it is used to delete table data but not structure. This is the very useful to us. Before the drop, you have to use this truncate. If it is that table unnecessary, you have to delete it. So then before the drop, if you want to use this truncate, then retrieve the table. So that option, it can be having this truncate. So first, here the practicing purpose, just you have to follow in steps actually. This is the only practicing purpose. I have to mentioning this step. The first is the create the table, create a table. What is that? A table in the sense, table is the truncate. Truncate table. Now open the bracket. A truncate of ID ID data type and value, decision value. Sorry. See here, table truncate created, and step 2. Step 2. Some of the records you have to add records into the table. So how can you add the records? Insert into truncate. That table name should be mentioned. What is the table name? Truncate. And if you want to insert the values, you should be mention values. What is that values? For example, 1. The value is the 1. See here. So that row is inserted. That row is inserted, and some of the data you should be insert. That is 2. For example, 2. Insert, and this is the 3. Inserted, row inserted. Just you have to check out. How can you check out the data can be inserted from the truncate table or not? Select star from truncate. See here is already 3 data it can be inserted from the truncate table. And step 3, is to verify the data. So that is this is the verify the data. Right. And step 4. What is that? Verify table structure. Verify table structure. So how can you verify the table structure? DESC.
Yes,
And table name. So this is the table structure. We have to create only one column from the truncate table. So here, how can you delete this table? So that deleting purpose, you have to use the truncate command. Truncate table. What is that table name? Truncate. Truncate. So whenever you using this command, what it can be deleted? That the data only it can be deleted, or that structure it cannot be deleted. You should be check out. See here, yes, that truncate table truncated, deleted. So here the data is deleted or not. That purpose we have to use this command from truncate. See here. Yes, here is not there any data from this column. From this column. So data structure, it's available or not. In that purpose, you have to use describe the table name. What is that? Truncate. See here. See, that structure is available, but the data is not available. That is the use of truncate. But whenever you use the drop command, entire the structure and the data also, it can be deleted. That is the difference between drop and truncate. So that is the thing actually. And DDL functions, it is clear actually. So that DDL functions purpose, the short form is the CADDR. CADDR. CADDR in the sense C for create, A in the sense alter, T in the sense truncate, R in the sense rename. Actually, DDL functions is the short form of CADTR. So CADTR. So these are all functions you have to use in DDL. And some of the interviews purpose asking that how to copy and how to create sum of structures from different tables. Hello, Lakshman.
రాజేష్ చెప్పు
Okay, it is audible.
ఉన్నాను
Okay, correct.
అడుగులు
Okay, right. So actually here the DDL function is the function commands are create, alter, truncate, and rename. These are all things already using the example. How can you create the table and how can you alter the table, and altering purpose, and some of the sub commands also you have to using what type of commands you have to using that alter table purpose, adding and drop and delete, and these are all functions you have to use that from this alter command. And truncate also, and what is the difference between a drop and truncate, and rename, column renames and the table renames, how to rename the column and how to rename the table name, and these are all things and today onwards we have to discuss. And one more thing, one moment.